Everybody, welcome. This is Kriss, and it is a Friday night. We're going to be talking about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Doge. We'll touch on some other altcoins. What's been going on in the markets today? Where were we talking about last night? As well as looking forward into the future with this looming big United States recession that even the Fed is now admitting that recession is coming. So a lot of us, again, as I've said, already feel it. Recession, prices are high. There's even, the job markets are not looking as great. All of these things are kind of rolling up. But when it comes to crypto, it's like, woo, who cares? Let that go on. And as we'll see, someone calls Bitcoin and crypto a safety net away from the banks and the recession that's going on. So we'll talk about that, catch you up on some news articles. What's the latest on Ethereum? What's happened there since the Shapella Shanghai upgrade? And touch on a couple other things as well. So let me drop down here in the corner. And Rem, how are you? People will want Bitcoin and crypto regardless of a recession. The uncertainty around banks and the USD will continue to bring more people into the space. I agree. Even bad news causing crypto to pump. Yeah, but here we are on Friday night now, and it looks like crypto's ready to take a little breather here tonight. And so we're seeing a little retracement happening. But that's almost expected now after what we saw over the past couple days. A lot of good trading. I mean, even today, Dogecoin dropped down this morning and then came right back up this afternoon. So Dogecoin was trading pretty well here in the 888 sort of range. Bitcoin now at 30,300, and so we could see Bitcoin come down here and retest 30,000 here tonight. We'll see how that goes. And ETH just dropped below 2,100, and so it's at 2086 now. We'll be checking back in on ETH. The winner of the day is Arbitrum. We talked about it last night. If you guys weren't here, we were talking about it. Arbitrum just continues to pump up, now at $1.65. If I zoom out to the 2-hour chart and we take a look at Arbitrum. So here's where I bought in, right up here. I bought in first at about $1.19, and then I caught it down here at like $1.13. So I caught those two dips for Arbitrum, and so that's where I bought in, and I'm up 45% or so so far, and that's just in 2 weeks. 40 plus % gain in 2 weeks. Now, Arbitrum could come crashing down. We could see that. It's very volatile. We've got a lot of heavy volume trading on ARB. But again, not financial advice, but it's good. It's good to be in some alts that are running. And so ARB is one of them that indeed has been running. So let me go back to Doge here. Get that back up here. So yeah, just dipped down to 876 and back up to 881. So yeah, we're going to see a little red happening here. So what's going on in the news? Dogecoin jumps. It isn't Elon Musk's antics driving the meme coin this time. We talked about this last night. This was the whole eToro partnership on Twitter, which still isn't really quite working right. You're supposed to be able to type in $Doge and get the chart with a link if you want to go trade it on eToro, but still not working. But just because of that, again, the price of Doge, it did drop down, but this drop was also on the stock market. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ also were down in the morning, rallied a little bit in the afternoon, but ended up in the red on the day for the Friday. But Doge traded right back up. Bitcoin, also red down. Recovered some, but not as much as Doge. So Doge is actually up more in its comparison to Bitcoin right now. So we watch that trading pair again and again between Doge and Bitcoin. So a look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge into the weekend. Can Bitcoin maintain 30,000? Can Ethereum maintain 2,000? And where might the Dogecoin support be? So let's look at Bitcoin first. So here's 30,000. We've been watching this line, dipped down and just touched it at noon today. There was one wick that came down and just touched 30,000 right there and traded right back up. So that means that most likely we're going to see a retest of that. I would expect that. ETH 2000. Let me put that on here. There's the 2000 line right there. So I don't know if we're going to see ETH come down to that level or not. I still think there's a lot of support for Ethereum. We'll touch about that on that some more in just a few minutes. But yeah, again, this will only come down and retest 2000 if Bitcoin's going to be dropping below 30K. It may drag some ETH down with it, but ETH was trading over here above 2000, so it may stay above. So we will see that. And then for Doge, Doge dropped down and just touched this upward line here at about 854. So this is a line this upward trend line that we have been extending because it's still in play. It's still in play, this upward trend line. It was support, and then Doge took off, and Doge came back, and it retested that line at noon time today. So we'll continue to watch that and see if it comes down and retests that line there for Doge. But yeah, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Doge all trading in generally an uptrend pattern, but that seems to be changing right now as we go into the weekend. A retracement may come for the cryptos on Saturday because each is printing a reversal candlestick. So they're looking at the charts and they're looking at a reversal on the daily, and I'm like, I see it already starting to turn. So and we see that happening right now. So it's turning on Friday night, a little bit ahead of when they were talking about tomorrow. So it might be a tough crypto trading weekend. We'll see whether this recovers and just stays going sideways here up above 880 or not for Doge. So the word of the day is recession. A recession is coming, and here's how it's fueling Bitcoin. Just like Rem Sleeper said earlier in the chat. It's like this, and what this guy, Marcel, he calls it a safe haven. So let's listen to Marcel for a minute here.
So is Bitcoin rallying for the same reasons? And what happens if the inflation stays below 3%? Now, we are here because no one knows why Bitcoin rallied 82% in 2023. Sure, one can cite the banking crisis, Bitcoin halving next year, weakened dollar index strength, the DXY index, which measures dollar against the basket of foreign currencies, but that does not prove cause and consequence. The biggest stake here is that inflation in the US peaked at 9% in June 2022 and has come down to 5%. Sure, that's well above the 2% target. It's painful for families and companies, but no one can argue that Bitcoin's rally the past 3 months can be pinned to inflation expectation. That vastly increases the odds of Bitcoin being interpreted as a safety net for the upcoming economic recession.
So even Marcel there with Cointelegraph saying that Bitcoin will be a safety net for the upcoming United States recession. It's almost a given that there's going to be a recession now. Everyone's talking about it. Stock market may not do so well, but they're saying it's a soft recession. So I don't know if a soft recession is going to sort of weather the storm a bit, and the stocks aren't going to go down as much. I don't know. We'll see. But overall, the Bitcoin maxis are all talking about Bitcoin continuing to go up. Here's another article: Bitcoin price prediction. BTC blasts up 10% in a week. It's the new bull market starting. So the halving isn't for another year. And typically we see a bull market after the halving. So I think we got a ways to go there. And I think we need to be a little patient and not get caught up in this excitement. Yes, Bitcoin has been on a great run. A lot of cryptos have been on a great run. But me, I still have probably about 15%. I'm still in about 15% cash. I'm not buying right now. I'm waiting to see what happens, and because I don't trust the markets right now, and I think we're going to be seeing, maybe some general sideways trading, maybe up a little bit leading up to the Bitcoin conference in May. We'll see how the FOMC meeting is the first week of May. So we might see a little rally before that, but after that, and especially come June, I think we're going to see flat trading into the summer, personally. So I'm waiting, and it's tough, right? You got cash ready to spend. You want to buy, you want to be in the market. And I'm just like, nope, I'm waiting, putting a pause on buying. I'm in the middle of a couple swing trades still, and I'm under on those, but I'm being patient. So we'll see how that plays out. But that's my strategy. That's what I'm doing. Why Bitcoin could explode beyond all-time highs in 2024. Well, that's when the halving is going to be. We're going to be coming back out of a recession in 2024, and we'll definitely be leading up to a bull market rally, most likely. And so, yeah, this makes a lot of sense of Bitcoin most likely seeing new all-time highs. Won't be in 2023. Most likely not 2023, but 2024 maybe. So that's what's going on with Bitcoin. Talk about Ethereum. So we had the Shanghai upgrade. People can now unstake their ETH and sell it. And what's happening instead? ETH went up. And not only did it go up, but while it was going up, we had short positions getting obliterated. That's right. We had big time shorts losing their shirts. Over $90 million in ETH future short positions have been wiped out just the last 2 days. So people were shorting Ethereum thinking that this upgrade was going to have this huge selling pressure, price was going to go down, and it didn't. Now, we still could see the ETH price dip down, back close to 2,000. That could happen this weekend. We'll see how the overall crypto market trades as well. But ETH held on. So, it still has like $2 billion in pending withdrawals, with Kraken being one of the exchanges where people have to unstake their ETH. That was their deal with the SEC. But I'm thinking what people are going to do, they're not going to be selling their Ethereum. They're probably going to transfer it, maybe transfer it over to Coinbase or into some other wallet that does staking, because they want to restake their ETH. They believe in Ethereum so much. So I think more of that is going on than selling. And we see that in the charts with Ethereum. We do not see that. So these pending withdrawals, that's not really happening. Staking deposits outpace withdrawals on Friday. So today, that's what they saw, is that there was more ETH being staked than unstaked. So that's good. That's good for the Ethereum network. And I think that helps crypto overall, because if you saw this big dump in Ethereum, that could be followed by a dump in a lot of altcoins and maybe even Bitcoin as well. So, and then before we get back to Doge, here's SHIB. Is Shiba Inu set to soar or sink in price? Right now with SHIB, still a lot of burning going on of SHIB tokens, but I don't think anything is going to happen until Shibarium is really opened up. Right now, it's still in this beta. Projects are being built on it, but we'll see how all of that goes once it all opens up, and that may not be until sometime this summer. So I think SHIB is just going to kind of trade along with the market, which is what it's doing. It had the same dip, and where did it dip down to today? About just below 11. I should probably put a line right there at 11. So that's the SHIB support line, and we'll see whether SHIB drifts down, retests that 11, or drops back down into the 10s. So we'll be taking a look at that. So, but we're here mostly talk about Doge though. So we got some questions here. Here's Raise the Spirit. How are you, Elon? Massive plans for Doge. He does, but he's got to keep real quiet about it right now. But it's slowly building. You can see with Twitter slowly building, and now he's formed a new company called X.AI, and he's bought a bunch of GPUs, and it looks like he's going to be building his own Chat GPT clone, since he was involved in the first one, but he said he's going to build it with a lot more safeguards in it. So I think that's good, and Elon wants to do it right. And if he's interested in something like that, he's going to put his time in it, and we'll see how that plays out. Hey, Jordan, how are you? Dogecoin will be the main currency for the X app. Well, I certainly hope so. There's a lot of talk about whether the currency that's actually used on the app, right now it's on Twitter, would be like a Twitter coin, which would just be a non-value currency that's just used on the app. You buy a bunch of them, you give them out as tips. You can buy things with it on the app with them, but then when it comes time to cash out, you could cash out in fiat or other cryptos too. That's what I'm hearing a lot of people talking about. I'm not hearing so much about Dogecoin being the one crypto that's embedded into Twitter or X as a currency. But that could be something we don't know right now. So we're waiting to hear on that. So that's about it on a Friday night. That's what's going on in the market. We'll see what happens over the weekend. I will be back on Saturday night, 9 o'clock. We'll give an update on how things are trading. I always keep these charts on though. So after this live stream is done, I'll put the chart 24-hour live stream back on. So you can always on YouTube check out the Dogecoin chart. Leave a comment in the chat if you want to do that. Always appreciate giving a like. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. I appreciate the support. Hope to see you tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Till then, stay safe. And we'll hope to see you tomorrow.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.